Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. Excoundrel here. We're going to be diving into some interesting decks for Pokemon Pocket. I have wanted to do this video since I started, and really I want to look at some of the best decks you can play without the need for X Pokemon. Because a lot of free-to-play players probably won't have, at least yet, a huge amount of X Pokemon to work with. But they might have enough deck points, or they might have got lucky enough with pulls to get a lot of sort of either just basic 3 diamond cards, you know, like sort of 3 diamond evolutions, or have a good number of basic cards to work with. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the top 5 decks that you can use without X Pokemon. And then we're going to play them in the event, each one, so you can see how they're played. There's one standout that I want to start with, just so I don't want to I don't want you to have to watch the whole video and not get to the best deck. I'm going to start with the best deck, although I really recommend you watch the whole video. There's lots of fun things that you can do without X Pokemon. My favorite deck is the last deck that I'm going to show you though. So I know I've done a bit of a cheeky thing to get you to watch the video here, but my last deck uses my favorite Pokemon. You might be able to guess which my favorite Pokemon is based on the screen right now. And B, it's a non-X Pokemon. So it's kind of like a fun deck. And I actually saw it on Dexter's channel, really liked it. And actually it's quite competitive. So I want to show you that deck as well. So we're going to jump into it with the first deck. The first deck is actually kind of only recently become popular because of the Lapras event, where Makey and also Primape were coming in. So we're going to use a Primape deck here. So let's show it up right now. So this Primape deck is pretty simple. It uses Sandshrew and Sandslash. They are actually really, Sandslash is actually a really strong, stage 1 evolution card. Has a high damage ability, relatively tanky, and then you've got Makey and Primape. Makey sets up Primape itself. By damaging itself, you evolve it to Primape, and suddenly you've got someone that's chunking out 100 damage for only 2 energy, which is really insane. One side note here is when you're building this deck, it's really important that you use the promo Makey version, just so that you're aware. If you use the normal Makey version, you don't get as much out of it. Normal Makey is a low kick, and it does 20 damage and does not damage Makey. Whereas the promo Makey is Reckless Charge. It does 30 damage and deals 10 to Makey, which means you have an immediately set up Primape when you're able to evolve it and get it on the field. So, getting the promo Makey is really easy. You just go and fight the Lapras fights, which you can find. If I just go back, if you go to here and you go to solo, you go on your Lapras drop event. If you go into the Lapras drop event, if you do that enough times, you'll definitely pick up 2 copies of Makey for free. Super free to play friendly, very easy to do. Some people like to include Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee in this because they're pretty good, basic Pokemon. Very serviceable. Hitmonlee can be a Pokemon that can kind of sneak you a win in certain scenarios. So there is a world where you might remove the X speeds here, for instance, or you might get rid of a Giovanni or a Sabrina and bring in a Hitmonlee, because you can kind of swap it in and get a sneak win in occasions where the opponent is shielding some weaker benched Pokemon behind one of their big active Pokemon. So that's definitely something that you should consider with this deck. But ultimately, this is kind of like a basic deck list. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump into a game. All right, we're going to jump into our event match now. No, I want to use my Makey deck, my Primape deck. So, yeah, basically this deck kind of evolved from the promo version of Makey that came out. So yeah, really excited. I played it a few times. It's really straightforward. You really do not need to try very hard to get this one right. You just, again, with all Pokemon, you just need to not brick it. Sometimes you will just brick it. I also hate going first. Okay, so we've got Makey with Reckless Charge. We've got Professor's Research. I've got a Sandslash. I usually like to have Sandshrew and Sandslash as a backup. He's got a Ralts in already. Okay. So we can't evolve here. There's an X speed. I'm just going to Professor's Research. Let's see what we find. There's a Sandshrew and a Giovanni. Fine. That's okay. Maybe we have to X speed and just drop a Sandslash in. That'll do a lot of damage. It should one-shot the Ralts. However, this deck is good against me. This is the Mewtwo deck. You kind of want, I would really ideally want to have Primape right now. There's the Mewtwo X now. Let's see where he's going to start stacking. Probably the Mewtwo, I imagine. He's probably going to get another Ralts or another Mewtwo here. Okay, so it depends it depends how quickly, it's 4 turns until he can actually do any serious damage to me. So we basically need to have Primape right now. Sabrina, interesting. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start dealing damage. I have to hope that I draw Primape, because he could have X speed. I mean, he could Psychic Sphere, X speed the Rolts out, Psychic Sphere my Mankey, and then my game plan's dead. X speed Rolts. Potion Rolts. Interesting. Okay, so he's going to keep the Rolts in the game for the time being. Okay, come on, Primape. Yes, here we go. That's what we like to see. So we are in the fight. So now we're going to start essentially slapping them for 100 damage for free. To be honest with you, that's about as quick as I really could have got it going. That's kind of in a good spot. We're going to see what he drops in now. He could drop him another Rolt. Okay. So he's looking to go for he's looking to ramp me. Do you know what I'm actually going to do here? I'm actually going to bring Mewtwo in. I'm going to use my Sabrina and bring Mewtwo in to actually start damaging it. Red card. Okay, fine. That's my Sabrina gone, but maybe I draw another Sabrina. Mankey, Sandslash, Primape. Okay. Well, I've got another Mankey and a Sandslash at least. So another Mankey and a Primape at least. Sandshrew. Brilliant. Okay. He won't... So, actually, the game plan's not totally screwed here. Simply because he now actually won't be able to charge his Mewtwo. He will be able to one-shot my Mewtwo, but actually he won't be able to one-shot everything that I throw at him. So I still feel relatively good about this. Ideally would love to have Sabrinaed his Mewtwo into play already and got some damage on it, but unfortunately that's just not the case. He's going to drop on and side drive me, but I should. He actually hasn't got a way to evolve to a Gardevoir now, which actually means his Mewtwo X is going to be quite slow to ramp. So he could side drive me. He kind of has to side drive me here. That's good. I can now bring Sandslash in. That will tank 2 hits from his Mewtwo. So I actually should be good here. Should be in a fine spot. And this is kind of why this deck's really good. You can just get going really quickly. Okay, so there's Giovanni. Is this going to make any difference? Yeah, it will actually. If I Giovanni, I can 2-shot this guy. There's no point me... I didn't want to put Primape in. The reason I don't want to put Primape in is because he's actually not damaged right now, and I'm going to get more damage over 2 turns by using Sandslash here. So he could Potion. I'm probably just going to start building up my other Sandslash. He side drives me, I guess. Yeah, he Potions. But I have no X Pokemon, so I still think I win this fight. I just need to build my Sandslash up over 2 turns here. So he's going to hit me for 80 damage. Fine. This is okay, so what I need to do is do this. And I'm actually just going to Giovanni again. And I'm going to hit him again for 80 damage. So now he's going to probably Psy-Sphere me, or he's going to retreat. He could retreat his Mewtwo, which is probably a good X speed, yeah. So he's going to retreat his Mewtwo. Double retreat his Mewtwo. And he's going to bring his other Mewtwo out. However, he doesn't have enough energy on that Mewtwo. Now, I could... He's got some unusable cards on this. Now, hopefully I draw a Sabrina here. If I draw a Sabrina, I win the game. I might actually bring in my other Sandslash here. X speed. So he's going to kill that Sandslash this turn. So I'm going to just drop this Sandslash out and put this Sandslash in. And I'm just going to start slapping him. So it's going to take, unfortunately, it's going to take me 3 turns to kill this Mewtwo. But also, it's going to take him 2 turns. And I actually have another Sandslash so I can drop in straight away and get an immediate hit on him. And again, I always have the Sabrina out here, so... he's going to Sabrina. And I guess I just put this in. This is a 1. It's fine. I can just retreat this Primape. I'm not bothered about retreating the Primape. Maybe messes up some stuff down the line, but so I'm going to energy on my Primape. I'm just literally just going to retreat him. If I draw my Sabrina at any time, I am in a good spot. So now he's got basically 10 damage on both of them. He could drop the Mewtwo in. I could then just drop my Sandslash in and kill him. He's basically dead either way. I don't think there's an easy way for him to win here. So he drops in this Mewtwo X. He's going to side drive me, which kills it in one shot. And then next turn, I just drop my Sandslash in and kill him. He maybe hopes that I put Primape in by mistake. But hey. Goodbye. One sandy boy versus the world. But to be fair, he did misplay and sacrifice both of his Roltz lines. But also, then we might have just said that, hey, I might have... my opponent conceded. There you go. Don't know why you waited for me to do that. That was a cool game, and showed you the power of literally just Sandslash and Primape. These things are really strong. Really, really strong. So the next deck is a deck that has been floating around a little bit in the meta. Some people have been playing it with a coughing and wheezing version. This is my version of the deck, and it is even more ridiculous. It uses Dodrio, which, like, frankly, most people will look at Dodrio and say, why the hell are you using this Pokemon? Well, there is a very good reason. I don't want too many basic Pokemon, because I want a 50-50 shot of at least drawing my Meltan on the first turn. I also have found, after testing with the coughing and wheezing version, that the dual energy type really holds you back from actually getting Melmetal on the board and having an impact. Even though the poison from wheezing is great, if you can get that applied, chips away people really nicely. Have found that actually getting Melmetal online in a dual energy deck is really difficult, because if you don't land Metal Energy on turn 1, you actually can't start amassing. And that means, and so the whole point is that you amass with Meltan to get your energy. And that starts becoming a problem. The other reason that I want to use Dodrio is it has an absolute 0 retreat cost. No need to apply any energy to it if you don't want to. It can simply sit there. Ultimately, you may want it to have energy to do just sort of a 40 damage drill peck, but if you just want something to tank a hit and then retreat it immediately into a Meltan or a Melmetal, you can do that. Also frees up Koga space, so I can add Giovanni back in, and also add a couple of X speeds if I ever want to get Melmetal off the board. Melmetal is a 3 retreat cost, so it is hefty. So that's my version of the deck. Let's see it in action. Right, here we go. This guy's got a Pikachu coin, so I'm gonna, if we're against the Pikachu X deck, I'm quite happy because actually this deck does pretty well in that situation. We've got a Melmetal, we've also got Melmetal in our hand, and this is a pretty good start. It's exactly what we want. We want to start amassing on Meltan ASAP, and it is an Electabuzz. Interesting. Okay. Can't apply energy to it just yet, but that is a basic Pokemon, so it would make me think that he is potentially going down a Pikachu X build. We'll see what he does. Professor's research. Cool, I've only got Potion Giovanni, but I have got everything that I need in hand to actually start doing well. There's the Pikachu X. Probably going to start putting energy on that relatively shortly. He'll draw another Pokemon, he'll slap that down. However, this deck is very good versus Pikachu X, and you're going to see why in just a moment. Handscope. Oh, he's going to look at my Handscope. Is he going to red card me? Okay, so he's going to look what I've got. Fine. Do this. Do this. And is there anything else that I want to do? No. Amass. So we're going to amass for 2 turns. It depends on kind of the situation that we're in, or where he starts applying energy. If he starts applying energy to Thunder Punch, I could have to evolve. So he's not going to start applying energy to Thunder Punch. He's going to start applying energy to Pikachu. However, there is a world where I should actually just go straight into Meltan now. I've already amassed. I'll have 3 energy. Actually, it makes no difference if you think about it. If you think about it from a very basic perspective, it makes no difference. I'm going to get that down because if I think guys, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use Melmetal, because next turn I'm going to be able to use Heavy Impact regardless of what happens, even if I used it there. So we're going to do that, and we're going to end our turn. So we've got Potion in hand, which is good. We've also got Giovanni, but we can one-shot the Pikachu with Heavy Impact. He's not going to be able to one-shot me. This is why this deck's very good versus Pikachu. So I was thinking about whether I was just going to amass and guarantee 4 energy, but at the end of the day, I'm going to get 4 energy next turn anyway. He's going to Sabrina me. Okay. Kind of annoying, but I have an X speed. Okay, so he just wants to kill my Pikachu, I guess. So he just wants to kill my Doduo, but that doesn't really make a difference because I'm just going to one-shot his Pikachu now. I guess I was going to one-shot his Pikachu either way, but I'm definitely one-shotting his Pikachu now. Fine. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do this. And then I have a Dodrio there. Can't lose my Melmetal because I will just straight up die, but Heavy Impact will just one-shot his Pikachu. Bonk. And Pikachu dead. This is candidly the easiest matchup for a Melmetal deck. Also, we don't lose any energy, so we can just keep slapping 120 damage every single turn. So that's one of the benefits of this versus another type of sort of a 4 energy deck where you would often discard the energy on your 4 attack. With Melmetal, you just slap 120 damage every single turn. Another Pikachu X comes through, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he's just dead next turn. Unless he can't actually force me to take Melmetal off the board. So Giovanni doesn't have any energy to do any damage. He's probably just going to concede, I imagine. Just wanted to show me that he had the very nice looking Giovanni card. It does look cool. So Giovanni into concede would be the play here. Or do the honorable thing and let me hit you in the face with Melmetal. Giovanni into quit the app and rope me is apparently the play. Giovanni into quit the app into rope me is the play. And by the way, rope me, just so you know, is a Hearthstone term. Doesn't mean anything else, just in case you're wondering. It's a Hearthstone term. Blinking heck. Alright, well, we win. That's good. I just want the satisfaction of killing him, so Heavy Impact. Bonk. He left, he's not coming back. He roped me because he's probably pretty upset. But this was kind of a counter deck to Pikachu X, so it's always good. So the next deck is a Blaine Aggro deck. You may have seen a video about this on Spraggle's channel recently. It's pretty cool. Not exactly top tier, but definitely something that can basically run away with the game super quickly. What Blaine does is during this turn, attacks used by your Ninetales, Rapidash, or Magmar do plus 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And if you have a look at Ninetales, it's like 2 energy, Flamethrower, 120 damage, and Rapidash is 1 energy, Fire Main, 70 damage. So depending on which one you want to run out with, they're both extremely strong. Obviously, Rapidash can come online really quickly, but if you get a Ninetales going, you can also deal a huge amount of damage, like, straight away. So that is basically the concept of this deck. It really is as simple as that. You get Vulpix and Ninetales out, or Ponytail and Rapidash out, and you use Blaine in the right situation, and you just one-shot someone. Also pretty good versus Pikachus. Filming this video is getting me loads of event wins, so I'm really happy with that. We'll have to see what kind of deck we're against. The whole point of this deck is that you basically go hard, and you go hard before anyone can evolve their Pokemon. Going second is pretty good in this situation. So we've got Vulpix, we have a Rapidash, but we don't have a Ninetales. Professor's Research is decent. The defending Pokemon can't attack during your opponent's next turn. Okay, fair enough. Gonna do bugger all, but Ninetales is a good evolution, so hopefully we draw a Ninetales with Professor's Research. Pikachu X. That is a cool Pikachu X art card. Very cool. Okay, so what we're going to see here, Professor's Research, probably just ramping up the Pikachu. If we can get a Blaine and a Ninetales, we're in a good spot. There's Zapdos. He won't place an energy on anyone just yet. I will hit first because I'll be able to place my energy first. Just waiting for him to do something. Okay, so potion. So I'm gonna have to Professor's Research. So let me Pokeball first. So what Pokeball is going to do is it'll hopefully slim my deck out slightly. Hopefully slightly increase my chances of getting something good with Professor's Research. That's a Ponyta. X speed, Ninetales. That's exactly what we wanted to see. So boom, Vulpix, and I mean, I might as well. Not like he's going to attack this turn. So, he doesn't have any energy to attack regardless, but there you go. Depends on where he's going to start attaching the energy to. I could do with a Blaine, though. A Blaine would be really nice. The problem that I'm going to have is that Ninetales has only got 90 HP. Rapidash has a slightly higher HP, so can tank one Pikachu hit. Sabrina. Okay, so I've got an X speed. It's fine. If I draw a Blaine, I'm the happiest person in the world here. Because I can Ninetales, Energy, Blaine, one-shot the Pikachu X. That's not a Blaine. Okay, so given I don't have a Blaine in this situation, what's the best possible course of action? Is it... I think it's X speed and damage the Pikachu anyway. No, because if he gets one extra active Pokemon, he'll one-shot me. So what I'm actually going to do is play this on that. I'm going to play Rapidash. And I am also going to evolve to Ninetales. And I am just going to hit him. Because this means that then I can, at least with Ninetales, I have 90 damage. So I can just one-shot the Pikachu. And he also won't one-shot me unless he uses Giovanni. Potion. Fine. So he's not going to one-shot me unless he uses Giovanni. And has another Pokemon to play. Doesn't look like he's got another Pokemon to play. So I'm going to assume in his hand he's got... Well, he can't have a Pokeball because he would have used it. So he's got probably another potion. He must have a Giovanni and just didn't think it was useful to use it here. There's another Ponytail. That's not great. Do I want to flamethrower this guy? The only problem that I've got is that if I flamethrower him, I don't have a Giovanni. Maybe I should swap in something that costs energy. So he's got X speeds, I assume, as well here. If I potion... Potion take him up to 60, but he's dealing 60 damage as it is. It's fine. I'll be able to kill the Pikachu next turn. I'm going to play the Ponyta as well. There's no point not doing this, essentially. I set up for the... the Ninetales. Fine, so he's now got Raichu. Has he got a Lieutenant Surge? Is this a Lieutenant Surge Pikachu Raichu deck? No, so he's now setting up for Zapdos. Potion. That's fine. I'm just going to one-shot him with Ninetales anyway next turn. Remember, I'm not running an X Pokemon in this deck, so I can afford to lose 3 Pokemon, and I have got 3 Pokemon on the field, so I'm not going to get tapped out. Fine. Do this. Professor's Research. So I'm going to Professor's Research first. If I get Blaine, I'm going to hold it, clearly. Vulpix, Ninetales. Okay, so that's fine. I'm going to play another Vulpix. I'm going to then put energy on the Vulpix. And then I'm going to Flamethrower. I will hopefully draw Blaine at some point. You're seeing that even without Blaine, it's still relatively effective. That's the Pikachu down. So now I've got 2 choices. Well, actually, I don't have a choice at all. Depends on what he does. He plays Zapdos here. He's going to peck me, which is not a lot of damage. He's got 2 turns until he gets to Thundering Hurricane. So I can deal 90 damage to him now. I could deal 120. If I somehow had Giovanni and Blaine, I could deal a load more damage. I'm guessing the bottom, like every card in the bottom of my deck is going to be 2 Giovannis and 2 Blaines, which is actually kind of unlucky. This is fine though. Again, I have loads of time. So what I'm going to do here is because there's literally... I'm going to Ninetales. I'm not going to use the Blaine right now. There's no real reason to use the Blaine right now. It doesn't get me anywhere. Obviously, there is the chance that he just retreats his Pokemon. He's going to use Thundering, which is fine. But again, I don't have an X Pokemon here. So I can afford to take these big hits and still come out swinging. Pokeball. Going to get a Pikachu maybe? Like a Pikachu X. He would have to retreat his Pokemon. That's a brilliant Zap. Look how cool that Zapdos X card is. That is nice. He would have to retreat, or he'd have to... I mean, if he goes for Thundering Skies, he's dead, and he's lost the game. So he'd have to retreat here and hope that he can go for some sort of alternative win condition. But there isn't really an alternative win condition. So there's that. Gonna go for Thundering Skies. Fair enough. Hopefully he doesn't roll 4 Tails. That would be really sad for him. But either way, we've set up for my Ninetales to come in and just win the game. Come on, sir. Do your coin flip. Tails, tails, heads, tails. Doesn't even kill my current Ninetales. That's extremely sad. Well, just for good measure, I'm gonna BM and use my my Blaine card and bash him for a load of damage. Bonk. 120. Boom. Didn't even have to use Blaine. Still showed you how good this deck was. Beat a Pikachu Zapdos X deck that was admittedly a little unlucky, but still non-X. Still winning. So this is a deck that I actually found out about via the comments on my last video. It was basically a Gardevoir Golurk deck. Now, this is an interesting one. It's essentially kind of like budget Mewtwo X with higher upside, but also lower downside. You could do 200 damage and one-shot someone. You could do 0 damage. So it's an interesting one, and obviously relies on the coin flips, but still very fun to play and very cool if you get it going. The only downside here is you've got a stage 2 evolution of Gardevoir, and then you've got another evolution to make that happen in the form of Golurk, which means you reduce the amount of trainer cards that you can have on hand. I like to have X speeds in Gardevoir decks because you really don't want Gardevoir sitting in the active slot, but sometimes that just happens. So this is kind of an interesting deck, plays very similarly to Mewtwo. You want to evolve your Ralts into Gardevoir, and you want to stack up your Golurk. The upside with Golurk is that once it's at 4, it can just keep going, so you don't necessarily need to 100% rely on your Gardevoir. You can also just use Gardevoir to tank while you get Golurk stacked up. You do not lose energy for going for the attack. That's the only upside as well that you have when it comes to this versus the Mewtwo. All right, here we go. Let's see what we draw. I bricked a couple of games where I only draw the Gardevoir evolution pathway. At least I've got it here. I've got 2 Professor's Researches in my hand, so it's not too bad. We've got Gardevoir already. We just need to make sure that we get a Ralts and a Curlier. I can't evolve next turn, so if I get a Ralts now, it's better late than never. Okay, so let's see what this guy's going with. It is a Zapdos X and Pikachu. So he's playing Pikachu X deck. Right, so another Gardevoir. Great. Let's do research first. Curlier, Sabrina. Great. This is going to be pretty tough. So let's see where he goes. He might just peck me. He is, and he's going to peck me. Peck. Ouch. I've got another Professor's Research. There's a Golurk at least. So I'm going to start with Professor's Research. Need a Ralts. There's Ralts. Golurk. Okay, so Ralts. Golurk. Fine. I'm actually going to get natural 4 energy before Gardevoir even becomes remotely useful in this scenario. So there you go. I'm down to 9 cards. However, getting Gardevoir up will be useful for extra Golurks that I do get onto the field. He is pretty close to using his Thunderer. Potion. I'm actually going to use Sabrina now. Now, he probably has an X speed in hand. But, you know, he might not have an X speed in hand. So, you know, it's very likely that he's got an X speed in hand. But if he doesn't have an X speed in hand, that was the correct play. Voltorb. He must be playing Pikachu X. Yeah, okay, fine. Now we have to just hope that he does not hit 3 heads, okay? We need 2 heads at a maximum. 3 heads would be bad. Don't hit 3 heads. Don't hit 3 heads. Okay, tails. Tails. Oh, it's all coming up, Kieran. Okay, it's not bad. Not bad. So it doesn't... I guess Sabrina does kind of matter here. But I want the chance to try and get his Zapdos. Okay, so the options I've got. The options that I've got. Sabrina, and I just need to get 1 heads to get a kill. But then he'll just put Zapdos back in play anyway. So it doesn't matter. Let's just go double. Yes? Yes! Get them, boys! That is why we play this deck, for fun. Instantly, 3 energy wiped off the map. 200 damage to Zapdos. That kills every X Pokemon. It kills any X Pokemon. If you get the 2 heads, they are dead. Let's go. And you don't lose any energy for casting that. I just need to... He conceded. Let's go. Alright guys, finally my favorite Pokemon of all time. I don't know why. I'm going to show you. Wait. I'm wearing a dressing gown. Don't judge me. Here we go. My favorite Pokemon of all time. Vileplume. I don't know why I love Vileplume. But look how cute. I got this from the Pokemon store in Tokyo, Japan. And I have not taken the label off. I've kept it forever. This is one of my favorite little things to sit on my bench. But yeah, I love Vileplume. So when I found out there was a semi-competitive Vileplume deck, I was in. So interestingly, it works very similar to Venusaur. What you're doing is you're just using Petilil and then obviously into, not Gloom, into Lilligant. So using Petal into Lilligant, and then you're essentially using Lilligant to do some damage, tank, stack up your Vileplume. You bring your Vileplume in with 80 damage and potentially put your opponent's Pokemon to sleep, which they then have to like wake up from with a coin flip. So obviously you can have huge upside. We have the healing from Erica. You can heal 50 damage and with 140 HP, unless you're getting one shot by Mewtwo, that's a pretty good spot to be in. So yeah, pretty simple. Just use Lilligant to stack up your Vileplume, get your Vileplume in, and then start putting people to sleep. Probably not as good as Venusaur X, but we are using non-X decks here, so yeah. All right, let's see what we can do with this this Vileplume deck. Again, every deck has a chance of bricking if you just don't draw the right Pokemon. It kind of is what it is. Okay, well I drew everything, so what I would like is this. There's literally no reason not to do this, so I just now need to get the level ups. So he's gone. I'm guessing this is Pikachu. Yes, Pikachu X deck. And he's gonna ramp up pretty quickly here. So can I get a Lilligant? Yeah, I mean, this guy is gonna be on turn 3 hitting me for 90 every single time. Gloom, interesting. So what I'm actually gonna do is I can't actually do anything with this. So I'm just gonna let him stack up. Since I've got Gloom and Vileplume already. Obviously, I would love to have had Lilligant, but it is what it is. What has he started stacking? He started stacking his Pikachu on the bench. Fine. I could get bailed out by the sleep on this turn. Professor's Research. I don't have any of my card draw, by the way. Drew all of my Pokemon and none of my card draw. However, Erica and Potion is going to help keep my Vileplume going here. He is going to retreat, place that Pikachu in, deal 90 damage. Perfectly fine because you know it's a Petilil. So whatever. I'm then going to drop my Gloom in, hopefully put Pikachu to sleep. And I have Erica and Potion if I need to as well. Okay. Please draw me something good. Another Gloom. Okay, fine. Not good. Right. Vileplume. Put him to sleep. Don't wake up. Be a Tails. Means he can do nothing. Yeah, he can't do diddly squat. So can't retreat. Guaranteed to get him next turn. He's building up his next Pikachu. But yeah, this is the power of this deck. Like, Vileplume is pretty tanky. Puts him to sleep. They can't do anything about it. Scold him. And actually, because I've got Erica and Potion in hand, I should actually just win from here on out, even if he wakes up. Ooh, Sabrina. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm just going to retreat it. So you do a checkup at the end of every turn. Wakes up now, but obviously the turn's over. So I mean, I am just going to retreat this, so it doesn't really matter. I've got 2 Ericas as well now, so okay. Boom. Put him to well, sleep permanently. You don't kill Pokemon. They just go into get knocked out. So I knocked him out. So put him to sleep longer than the sleep would last temporarily. Right, so he's going to deal 90 damage to me here. Well, actually, he's only going to deal 60 unless he's got another Pokemon to put in, like a Voltorb or another Pikachu, something like that. Versus research. Fine. Do you know, I never understood why... I guess it gives you an extra shot of waking up, but I never understood like what waking up at the end of your own turn does to benefit you. I don't think it benefits you anything. Okay, there's 90. I am going to heal to full here, because obviously I can't guarantee that I'm going to have a good turn. So I'm going to... I mean, I could Sabrina, but I don't really need to. Erica. I am going to put something on Petilil just in case he Sabrinas me again. And then we're going to Soothing Scent. So the only way he can kill me feasibly, obviously he can swap things in and out, but he doesn't have the energy. And yeah, I win. So there we go. He might as well concede at this point. Yeah, there we go. And that is why this deck is so much fun. It's so much fun. Yeah, let's go. Hey guys, so thanks so much for watching this. Hope you guys had fun watching the decks in action. I had so much fun playing. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you can subscribe. That'll be awesome. See you soon.